on. But Ling, the 23-year-old, ranked 8th in the world, taking on Lao Suifei, her countrywoman, also from Hong Kong, ranked 30th. And Lao, interesting the way she was able to hold off Korean Ru Ji-hye yesterday, 4-1. An easy scoreline, but the match wasn't that easy, was it, Dan?
No, it was definitely a big first game, but she was definitely impressive and handled her 4 games to 1. Great forehand drive. She's a pen holder, going to try to hit that forehand as much as possible. Lin is a shake hand player who knocked off the #1 player in the world, Wang Nan, in 7 games.
That in the quarterfinals. There, a good look at Ling. In fact, up until about March of this year, she was representing China until she switched over to Hong Kong. And in fact, somewhat ironically, her first match representing Hong Kong was against the lady she will be facing today, Lao, and she ended up winning it 4-0. Let's see if she can duplicate that and get a chance to win her second tournament as a member of the Hong Kong team. I mentioned the victory against #1 Wang Nan, a 2-time U.S. Open champion. Kind of interesting. That was one of the reasons she is over on the Hong Kong side. And many in the Chinese Federation never thought she'd be able to get to #1. Well, she beat #1 yesterday and was able to show that she does have that potential.
And it was a great match. Went right down to 9-9 in the 7th game, 3 games each, and she pulled it out 11-9 over Wang Nan, who was the gold medal winner in Sydney and has dominated women's table tennis for the past 3 years. Matter of fact, Wang has been the #1 ranked player since 1999. So it's one of the few losses, but a great win for Ling in the quarterfinals. Let's see how she'll fare up in the semifinals against her teammate.
Now, battle of styles, you've already talked about this a little bit. From what you've been able to see between these two, where are the weaknesses?
Well, not many weaknesses, that's for sure. Lin is a top spin player off both sides. Lao, probably her strength is her forehand and great movement yesterday. She was moving all over the table. Excellent services. It's really a style matchup that's really difficult to call at this point. We'll just have to see how the game goes, especially since they're teammates. They know each other, and normally Lao, who has great services, may not be able to use the service because her teammate knows the service very well, and that may make a difference.
Last bits of warm-ups, and again, as the crowd makes its way into the arena here today, and the fact that this is the very first semifinal, a little bit longer warm-up than normal. This is a championship day. The women's championship, the men's championship, and doubles championships as well on the docket. And we are just about underway. Lao.
And there's that great movement. High toss serve. Lao likes to throw that ball up about 15 feet in the air and follow it up with a forehand drive right down the line. Unusual. Most players take that cross court, but she's been driving it down the line, and she's been very successful. Nice block there. Coming across it with a side spin, backspin. Real short over the table, catching Lin leaning back. Lao holds her first 2 serves.
Serving 0-2 Lin. A little over-aggressive on the return. Net. And long, and it's a chance for Lao now to serve at 3-1. This is the first U.S. Open since the change in scoring.
Excellent rally and movement. As we mentioned, both these players with great wins in the quarterfinals. Lao with an excellent performance against Ru, the #5 player in the world. She dominated, and Lin beating the #1 player in the world. So both these players earned their way into the semifinal.
Cutting a little too close, still serving 2-4.
Great return of serve there.
Then Ling went down the line, and Lao was able to get there.
Very difficult shot. May not look that difficult, but those short balls just over the net are very hard because the table is in the reach, in the way, and she came in and flicked it for a winner to the corner. Great shot by Lao. Big forehand there and a great block, catching Lin off balance.
And a little grimace on the face of Ling. Didn't think that Lao would be able to get there, and she did easily. 6-2. Out from the net.
And And Lau, sharp yesterday, is just as sharp today. She gets a great start in game one, moving well. Made a couple of great shots already early in game one. Another net, good return on the net, big powerful forehand.
It seems every mistake that Lin is making, Lau just jumps on. She's not waiting, she just attacks.
There we go right there, look at that forehand, beautiful play. And Lau, I'm surprised she's ranked 30th in the world. She's certainly going to be going up, but impressive play. I'm really impressed by the footwork and the speed, and also the ability to adjust to those balls hitting the net. Very flexible type player with the power. And an easy 10-2. Looks like she's got the first game, Phil.
Well, she lost the first game against Ru yesterday, taking it to deuce, losing at 11, then won the next 4. And she has now won 5 games in a row. 11-2 and making it look easy against her countrywoman Lin Ling.
A dominating performance in game one. 3 or 4 big forehands, a couple of excellent retrieves on net balls. And Lau, continuing her excellent play, opens up very well here in the semifinal. 11-2.
Lau starting out this tournament with a relatively easy victory.
There's that high toss serve to the center of the table. Quick little side spin cut with the backhand. Lin opens up with a couple of backhands. Look at that retrieve on the net. And a quick forehand drive.
And you could see Lin thinking she was going to go to the forehand, instead went right to the backhand. She was unable to recover. So Lin serving, trying to get back in this one.
Yeah, very important for Lin to get going. She did very little in game one, and there's an opening right away. Takes an easy first point. That was a little dead ball serve over the net, and Lau popped it up. Another nice little flick. 2 great net plays. Lin's strength is that short little serve, and then with her long reach, able to come in and sort of flick the ball to different directions. Catches her quick, catches Lau quick early in game 2 for a 2-0 lead. There's that forehand, but it misses this time.
No coaches in the corner, as you might be able to see. Again, these 2 Hong Kong internationals going head to head for right in the final. All on their own. And this total turnaround from game 1, as Lau making error after error.
Oh, and Lin misses an easy forehand to go up 5-0. Perfect backhand opening with a forehand follow. Just a little anxious. It's also difficult to bring that ball down the line, and the ball goes just a little bit long.
4-1. And after losing the first 4 points, Lau now winning 2 on the return, and now she has a chance to serve to try and get even.
Certainly Lin's play's been a little bit sluggish here early in the match. She really hasn't earned many points. Even this game she was up 4-0, but they were mostly mistakes by Lau. There's a backhand, nice backhand. But Lau just jamming it right into her backhand. Excellent on that backhand play where she's push blocking the ball. And quickly Lau right back in game 2 after a terrible start.
3-4.
A long service, and Lin a little late to turn the corner.
And a game of streaks. 4 for Lin, now 4 for Lau.
Lau certainly looks like the sharper player early here in the semifinal. Look at that beautiful play there.
Now 5 points in a row for Lau. Little surprised at this level there's not as much consistency in this game so far.
Especially early on in the match, sometimes players are just feeling it out. Not so many excellent rallies. But Lau is just dominating in her performance. And Lin, maybe she's just a little sluggish after that hard-fought match last night with Wong Nan that went full 7 games, 11-9. She certainly doesn't look like her legs are strong, and just doesn't look like she's out and ready to play this match.
Again, a lot of emotion in that match against Wong. Now 7 straight points. She gave up the first 4 and has now won 7 in a row, has Lau. Lin again basically told by the Federation they did not have confidence in her moving to the #1 spot in the world. Went to Hong Kong, able to beat Wong yesterday, and you wonder if she has anything left in the tank today.
Couple of slow topspins there. breaks the streak of 7 by Lau. Lin really needs to get going. She's got a couple of serves here. Really hasn't done anything this match. Just a couple of backhands and maybe a forehand, but certainly she needs to get some attack going. There's another missed hit right over the top, but that was an excellent return of serve by Lau. A short, low backspin. Lau came in and flicked it with a top spin. Lin a little bit late right off the edge of the racket. There's that forehand.
Lau able to get the first ball off the net back across, but not much on it. And it's 8-6.
Service has been, we saw it dominating last night in her quarterfinals, and again today, Lin scoring very few points on Lau's serve. 2 easy mistakes there in game 2. 4 game points for Lau to go up 2-0. Nice block.
And she got it. The ball just spinning away off the table, and Lin a little out of sorts at the moment as Lau wins the first 2, 11-2, 11-6, and a turning point coming up for Lin. Otherwise, she'll be watching the rest of this one in the stands. Take a look earlier in this match. A lot earlier. I didn't think they were moving that fast. What does Lin have to do? You can see she's trying to compose herself here a little bit.
Well, she's got a great backhand topspin, but right now she's hitting off the edge of her racket. Her timing's just a little bit off. Table tennis is such a fine game. Sometimes when the timing is just a little bit off, you can be missing everything. And some days you're making them all. She really needs to be a little bit more active, and she just looks real sluggish to me, Phil. But of course, Lau is just playing awesome table tennis. See that? There's another mistake coming around the corner, forcing it just a little too much. But it's that service that's killing her. She has hardly scored a point on Lau's service, and we saw that last night when she played Ru. Ru could not stop Lau's high toss serve. That 15-foot toss in the air, coming down, changing the spins at the contact.
She has won just 2 of the last 16 points, has Lin, and she quickly finds herself trailing 3-0 here.
For a player who's ranked 8th in the world, who defeated the #1 player in the world just yesterday, to come out and put on this type of performance, very surprising. There's a beautiful forehand.
Only 23 years of age. Still some room to grow.
Excellent inside-out forehand there from the backhand corner. Her first real winner of the match.
3-1. And a deep forehand. Had Lin on her heels, and it's 4-1.
Again, Lin Ling 0 for 3 on the service. Nice quick backhand to backhand rally, and Lau pushing that ball deep in the corner. Lin is certainly in danger now to not even be able to get into this match. Another weak forehand down the middle.
Even though these two are teammates now, you wonder if Lau trying to prove something after that Italian Open loss. She was demolished 4-0 in that one. Looking
great topspins from the corner. Awesome play right from the corner. That ball was hooking a couple of feet. Lau can't believe she made those 2 great shots and came in and missed the easy one.
You see the emotion on her face. Brilliant rally there from deep.
And that would have definitely secured this game at 7-1, but a little bit breath of life there for Lin Ling.
6-2.
But with these mistakes, there's no way she's going to be able to hang in, and her body language is terrible at this point. She definitely looks like she can't win, and don't see a lot of fight in her at this point. But that's what happens, Phil, when you can't return the serve. You get so demoralized that you just lose your concentration, and all your shots go side. You just can't play the service. And that's what's happened in this match. And so far, And easy games for Lau at 2 and 6 and leading 8-3 in the third. Backhand to backhand rally, and finally a backhand down the middle catches Lau off balance.
4-8, now switch around 8-4. And one thing that Lau has been impressive in is just keeping Lin off balance, changing up her serves. Another high one here.
Another miss on the return. It looks like a big mistake when you're just dropping them in there, but Lin is trying to make good returns and has made very few. Another opening forehand there for Lau that just misses the deep corner.
This is a crucial time of this match. Trailing 5-9. Needs to make up some points here. If she goes 3-0 down the way Lau's been playing, it's over. And that did not help.
It just seems like even when Lin gets the attack, Lau's defense is right there to answer.
Game point. And a little bit of fight from Lin.
That's what she played so well last night, spinning that backhand, driving the ball on Wong Non to her wide forehand, but it's not working here as Lau's able to defend that with her backhand. And finally, a good return of serve, but it's probably too late for this game, but you never know in these games to 11, things can turn around.
Serving for the game, 10-7. And it almost as though she just conceded the match there, the way she put the bat down on the table. She's getting closer, 11-2, 11-6, 11-7, but time running out quickly on Lin Ling as Lau Suifei has now won 7 games in a row, including that convincing victory over 5th-ranked Roo Ji-hye from Korea yesterday. And now she has a 3-0 lead over Hong Kong's Lin Ling, the 8th-ranked player in the world.
Certainly unimpressive play by Lin Ling. She's showing very little fight, and that's what's missing. I don't know if she's tired or hasn't really having a lot of problems with that return of serve. It may be a combination, but I would expect a lot more fight. Let's see how she comes out in game 4. She's going to change her service to a backhand, looks like. But down 3-0.
Sign of creativity or a sign of desperation?
I think desperation. At this point, down 3-0, she's going to have to win 4 straight games to 11, and if she gets down in any of these games, it's going to be difficult, but certainly not impossible. But it looks impossible the way this is going. Lau is so sharp, razor sharp, has hardly made a mistake.
Now the winner of this game and match would take on the winner of Zhang Yining and Wao Zhan. Our second semifinal of today. And even though Lau is the lowest ranked player of any of the 4 semifinalists, the way she has been playing, can't cross her out from a chance to win the championship. Rare mistake. Serving 2-1 and leading 3 games to none. Lau Suifei.
The ball goes long there. Sometimes, Phil, it's very hard to play your teammate, but I'm very disappointed so far in the effort that Lin is really putting in. She literally, to me, looks like she's not putting in an effort in this match.
The same point, you mentioned teammate. She's really only been on the same team for about 2 months. You wonder if there's a little bit of an adjustment process there.
Right. There's a big forehand there. Our first lead of the match here in game 4, and maybe that'll get her started.
2-4. Lau trying to knot things up here in game 4. And she does.
Certainly didn't see that body language in Lin's quarterfinal match. She was fighting, moving all over the court. And today she looks like she's just going through the motions. And that's pretty clear there. She just sort of serves it out, and look, she's just serving the ball.
As though she just wants this one to be over right now.
Sure looks that way.
Although Lau on that last point is probably as aggressive as we have seen her since the first game. It's probably been more Lin's mistakes than Lau's execution at this point.
Lau taking her time a little bit. Just made a couple of errors.
Let's serve.
Certainly has one of the best serves in the game, the women's game, that's for sure.
And it's all tied at 6.
Very unusual for a player just to pick the ball up after a mistake and just go right into a serve. And clearly what would be the techniques that she's thinking. Nice little inside out forehand there. Ling's got a great backhand topspin. Has not been effective through the first 3 games. Has really any parts of her game, but maybe if she pulls this game out.
And it just hops over the end. Tied at 7. Not impossible to come back from 3-0, but
No, it's been done on the Pro Tour several times. But there's no way you can do it without a lot of fight and big time effort, and we're certainly not seeing that from Lin.
Eight, 7. Lapse of concentration from Lau, and the door is open to get back in this a little bit.
Quick long serve there. Lau a little bit late turning the corner. She's been making that shot almost every time. The backspin goes in the net.
Looking to get to game point. Lin.
There, an easy chance to go up 10-8. The ball hanging over the table. She didn't quite have a lot of balance, but that's normally a 90% winner for sure. Misses it, and now it's 9-all, and Lau serving to win the match. Off the net.
Backhand to backhand. A good save by Lin, but she tossed up a softball, and Lau jumped all over it. And here we are, match point. And that is it. It is over before it almost started. 11-2, 11-6, 11-7, and 11-9. 30th ranked Lau Suifei knocking off her countrywoman, 8th ranked Lin Ling in 4 straight sets and getting a little revenge for that Italian Open defeat this past May. And Lau Suifei, Dan, on her way to the finals, and the rate she's been playing, she has got to be